So today I'm here with my good friend Andy Gee, and he is with First Weber Realty Services in Minocqua. And I've known Andy for, oh my gosh, probably 8 years or so.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. And I do a lot of photography work for Andy, but really gives us an opportunity for you, the viewers, to kind of meet Andy and learn what he's all about.
Yeah, thank you for having me in today.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you've been a realtor for how long in Minocqua now?
Yeah, so I retired from law enforcement beginning of 2014, and I've been with First Weber as a licensed real estate agent since then. So 11 years, almost 12 years now, I've been selling real estate.
Yeah, and you're very familiar with this area, obviously, from having been in law enforcement, so you really know the whole Vilas, Oneida County area very well.
Yeah, I grew up in Hazelhurst, Lower Cabasheen Lake in Hazelhurst, for those that know where that is. Graduated from Lakeland High School, moved away for college and career. In 2007, I came back up here to take the chief of police job in Minocqua, and I retired from that in 2014. I work predominantly Oneida and Vilas County, all of Oneida and Vilas County, but I'll dip over to Park Falls and Phillips and Price County, go up to Mercer and Iron County, and then down to the Tomahawk area in Lincoln County. So I cover a pretty broad area.
The houses that you really kind of are familiar with. Some people are really geared towards lakefront properties. Some people are geared more towards luxury properties. You pretty much cover the entire gamut, all the way up even through commercial property.
Yeah, and up here in the Northwoods, you kind of have to be flexible. We don't have cookie cutter neighborhoods where one size fits all. We have a wide variety of properties that are spread throughout the area. I'm very familiar with the lakes. I'm an outdoorsman, a fisherman, so I'm familiar with the lakes. I'm familiar with the woods in the area, our bountiful state forests, our trails, and I do commercial property as well, more vacant buildings that are ready to be rehabbed into something new and exciting for the economy of the Northwoods, but I cover it all. Lake homes, first-time home buyers, commercial properties, vacant land. I love walking vacant land.
Agents up here are very familiar with a lot of the complexities that comes with lakefront property, vacant property, that agents that say might come in from out of the area down south, that they want to list a house up north, and then they list the home, and then all of a sudden they don't know the intricacies of lakefront property, wells and septic and riparian rights. And
right.
It becomes very complicated. Everybody thinks, oh, this is just buying a cabin in the Northwoods. And depending on where you're buying, it can be a lot more complex than that.
It can be. You need to know the neighborhood. People outside the area, realtors from outside the Lakeland area, many of them don't understand wells and septics. They don't understand our Northwood zoning, like you said, riparian rights, shoreland zoning. There's a lot that goes into the question and answer that we can answer as an agent in the Northwoods.
Yeah, we run across a lot of properties that have deeded access issues, where people say, well, you have lakefront access, and it's deeded access, and a lot of agents that come in from outside the areas, they're not aware of that. So people say, well, yes, we have lakefront property. Well, it's not necessarily lakefront property, it's deeded access property.
Yeah, and that can be complicated, and it's not as easy as, people use the term deeded access fairly loosely. Is it really in your deed, or is it simply in that particular neighborhood, there's a piece of land that has frontage that people have access through the years? Who actually owns that piece of land? Right. Does the neighborhood own that piece of land? Does the state own that piece of land? There's a lot that goes into that. And what can you do with that? Can you put a dock out there?
Right.
Can you swim out there? Can you have a picnic? Can you slog through the wetland to get to the lakefront on some of them?
Right.
Because again, many of these deeded access neighborhoods were set up years and years ago And as a way to increase the off-water vacant land value, the developer set aside one piece, one lot that can be termed the deeded access or that access for the neighborhood. And that wasn't always the choice piece of land. And there's frequently not enough frontage on that piece of land to give everybody in the neighborhood a dock space.
Right.
So they prohibit dock space on it. So you do have to do your research when someone says, we have deeded access, as to what you can do with that. And some of that information you'll find in title work. Some of that information you won't find in title work.
Yeah, especially in some of these listings that come up that it, say, used to be a resort, and now you're buying a cabin as a condo unit, but there's common property, and that can become very complicated.
That can be complicated as well. Even if your cabin is the one facing the water, closest to the water, is that your beachfront? Or can anybody out there, park their lawn chairs right in front of your picture window and do their thing for the afternoon?
Right. Yep, we've had that issue before. What is your favorite kind of property to sell? I mean, you must have some kind of a piece of property that when somebody calls you and says, "Hey, we'd like to turn around and sell this," that you go, "Man, I can't wait to get there."
I really like it when people call me and want to walk vacant land. Go out and look at vacant land. I can point out some of the species, the flora and fauna of the area. I love finding tracks for people. I love finding wildlife for people out in the woods.
Yep, and I'm sure you probably bring your dog out there with it.
Yeah, Sitka the Wonder Dog will come with us.
Wonderful. Well, Andy, I really appreciate you coming in and letting people kind of get a feel for who you are as an agent. And as I said, I've worked with you for many years, and we've done some great houses together. I think that people would be very pleased with your work, and you're a very trustworthy agent that I regard very highly.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, so if you are looking to buy or sell real estate up in the Northwoods, I can work as a buyer's agent. I can work as a listing agent. So yeah, give me a call. I'd love to meet you and love to talk about what you need up here in the Northwoods.
Great. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to contact Andy Gee with First Weber Realty Services, he can be reached at 715-892-3344. Thanks for watching.